All right, well, it's Saturday again, and it's time for Saturday Scopes. Um, we are in the middle of a series called Me, Myself, and I. So, this week we're talking about myself. Um, Not myself in the sense of uh, being selfish or anything like that, but some of the things, the self things that we deal with. So the first thing I want to talk about is self-esteem and self-worth. Um, this is an area where everybody struggles at some point in time or another, whether it be on occasion, a constant thing, in certain situations. Excuse me. Everybody has or will struggle with self-esteem or self-worth at some point in time. The big thing to remember is, one, it's your self-esteem. As Cat Williams said, it's how you feel about yourself. How you gonna let somebody else mess up how you feel about yourself? And two, knowing that you're worthy of good things. That's where the self-worth piece comes in. And I say these two together because they do go hand in hand most of the time. People with low self-esteem tend to also have a low sense of self-worth, and it can come from several different places, whether it's that you've been a victim of abuse, whether you've been just never grew up with positive affirmations or didn't feel good about yourself. It can come from sickness, body changes. So many different things can affect your self-esteem and feelings of self-worth. But it's important to do checks to really know where you are in those areas, to make sure that you feel good about yourself. Even if everything's not where you want it to be, how you want it to be, find the good in yourself. Find the good things, the things that you like about yourself, that you love about yourself. And if you're struggling in that area, take some time to work on it. If you have self-esteem problems, if you need some help with ways to build your self-esteem, boost your self-esteem, hit me up on Facebook, inbox me, send me a message, direct message me on Twitter. I have tons and tons of activities, of assignments, exercises, all kinds of stuff to help build self-esteem. It's one of the things that I see a lot and I dealt with a lot in social work and counseling, especially with addictions and domestic violence. Self-esteem is one of the first things that gets attacked, and is a lot of times one of the things that victims and abusers will attack to destroy and tear down their victims. Okay. Number two, self-determination. It's another big thing. If you're a therapist, a counselor, social worker, you know all about self-determination. This is the area where you have a right to go after the things that you want. You have a right to chase after your dreams, after your goals, your hopes, whatever it is, where you make up in your mind what it is that you want, what it is that you need, the things you want to achieve. So regardless of what anybody tells you, what have you determined within yourself that you can do, that you can be, that you can have or will be, and will do? It's important to have a strong sense of self-determination, especially if you have a lot of goals and dreams and ambitions, because without self-determination, you'll get distracted, you'll get bored easily, you'll give up when things get a little rough. So this is another area within yourself where it's good to do checks. What have I determined to do with my life? What have I determined to do with my gifts? What have I determined to do with this situation that I can't seem to get out of? Or what have I determined to do about it? You know, all of that ties into self-determination. So what is your self-determination looking like? Are you determined to sit at home on the couch and do nothing all day? Sometimes that's okay, but not every day. You got to make up your mind within yourself to go after things, to dream big, to chase things, to have that faith the size of a mustard seed for something that's the size of a mountain. whether it needs to move, whether you're trying to attain it, break it down, whatever. Go after it. The third thing I want to talk to you about in the self is self-harm. This is another area where people struggle, and I don't mean just the typical things that people think of, like self-mutilation and things like that. When I say self-harm, I mean self-sabotage, self-sacrifice, definitely self-mutilation, self-abuse, where you're not taking good care of yourself, you're not taking care of your body, you're doing things that will harm you, that will intentionally hurt you, staying in an abusive relationship or friendship, staying in one-sided friendships and relationships where you're constantly giving, and nothing is being poured back in. That's self-harm. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be worn out, you're going to be tired, you're going to be just exhausted and spent because you've given everything, and nobody ever gives back. You're going to get frustrated, you'll be bitter, jaded, all of those things because you've taken on this self-inflicted harm from a relationship or a friendship, co-workers, partnership, whatever. Also, self-mutilation. If you're cutting, if you're burning, if you're doing any of those things to yourself, it has much bigger consequences than just the physical scars. It's deeper rooted. Sometimes people cut and burn to numb from abuse, from pain, from other things. So if you're having trouble with any of these things, if you're hiding it, if you think someone is hiding it, reach out to them, seek help, get to the root of the problem. Find out why you're harming yourself, what is it in you that's causing you to want to do these things. Also self-sabotage. That is one of the biggest areas that people struggle with, and a lot of times unknowingly. You have great opportunities in front of you. You have doors open, but you get in your head and you think too much and you talk yourself out of it. Or you say, I'm not qualified for that. There's no way I can do this. Or, well, I would, but, or, I don't know if I can do that. I have the training, I have the education, but I don't think that's for me. And God keeps giving you opportunities and opening doors. And every time you have something good in your hands, you purposely let it go. You drop it. You sabotage yourself in relationships, with job opportunities, business opportunities, education, financial, any various number of areas and ways you can sabotage yourself. And a lot of times we get in our own way by doing that, especially in relationships. People who have been hurt, who've had bad experiences, you have kind of this wall up where you think everybody's the same. So the next person comes along and things are going really good and you're just waiting for the bottom to fall out. You're waiting for them to mess up. You're waiting for something to go wrong instead of enjoying it for what it is. Whether it's a friendship, short-term, long-term, enjoy it for what it is. Be aware, be observant, watch and pray. Come on, somebody, keep your eyes open, but enjoy it for what it is. If it's just meant to be short-term, it'll be. If it's meant to be long-term, it'll be. But don't get so caught up in trying to ruin it or waiting for it to fall apart that you forsake the opportunity to enjoy that gift. Okay? The fourth thing is self-sufficiency. This is not just financially, but just knowing that God has already given you everything within yourself that you need to be sufficient. Intelligence, ability, ideas, just the ability to do, to obtain. The Bible says, behold, I have given you the power to obtain wealth. And in that sense, that ability is, or that power is dunamis, which means ability, meaning that he gave us ideas, he gave us intelligence, he gave us that thing that's within us that nobody else has or can do, that's specifically for us. That we can take care of ourselves, that we can take care of future generations, that we can, go out and chart new territory and be self-sufficient. That we don't have to depend on everybody else, a handout. We don't have to wait in the line to get a check or to beg for money, because he said that we're the lender and not the borrower, the head and not the tail, above only and never beneath. And he wants us to have life and have it more abundantly. So we've been given these promises to let us know that we can be self-sufficient. If you have business ideas, if you have gifts, talents, skills, all of those things, what do you have locked up on the inside of you that could generate wealth, that could set your family up for future generations, that would allow you to work for yourself, be your own boss, that would free you up to do what you really love? There's no better feeling than doing what you love every day, and getting paid for it. Whether it's ministry, whether it's crafting, social work, whatever it is, singing. Social work is my day job, but I consider it ministry. So for me, I get to do what I love, what I'm gifted and what I'm called to do, and get paid for it. That's awesome to me. It's a bonus. Yes, I went to school, I have student loans and all of that, but that was to hone my gifts, to build my skill set. But at the end of the day, I can still be self-sufficient because God called me, gifted me to counsel others. He gifted me with wisdom, with knowledge, with patience, with long suffering, all of those things that it takes to be a good counselor, to be a therapist, to be a social worker, to build up families, communities. All of those things were already in me. He just led me on how to use them for him, how to use them for others. Okay, the last thing is probably one of the most important: self-care. And this is an area where I fall short. I'm gonna be honest, I fall short a lot, because I enjoy doing for others. I enjoy seeing others be the best they can be. Sometimes I neglect myself and don't do the things for myself that I should to take care of myself. Self-care, especially if you have a stressful job, a stressful home life, just anything really, but especially with work. It helps keep you from getting burnt out. It helps keep you patient. It helps clear your mind. You have to take time out from whatever it is that you're doing to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you're no good to anybody else. You can get burnt out. You get weary and well-doing. Your patience gets thin. You get grumpy and grouchy and irritable. And a lot of times it's because we failed in this area, because we haven't taken that time to recharge and re-energize and to really just clear our minds and reconnect and get recentered. In ministry, especially, self-care is huge, because you're constantly pouring out into others, constantly giving of yourself, constantly pouring out virtue. And if you don't take the time to step back, recharge, get refilled, get rejuvenated for the next leg, you'll be burnt out so fast. And it'll really, really wear on your ability to deal with the people of God in the way that God intended for you to do. So it's important, if you're part of a church, ministry, encourage your leaders to take time for themselves. Encourage them to go on vacation. Encourage them to take weekend getaways. You can go without them for a Sunday. You can go without them for a week. They need to recharge too. They need time to decompress, to reconnect with God, to just relax, get a massage, a facial, pedicure, whatever it is that makes them feel pampered and relaxed and well loved and taken care of. In marriages, take some time away from your boo. Go to the spa for a weekend, go to a retreat, whatever it is that you do. I'm telling you, you'll be blessed, because as much as you want to be together, as much as you love each other, you still need time for yourself. You still need time to pamper and treat yourself, and to be refilled, to be refreshed and renewed. Take some time for yourself. If you got a man cave, a she shed, whatever it is, go there, read a book, relax, get you some sweet tea, some lemonade, cookies, chicken, whatever you like. Go have it, enjoy it, and do what you need to do to get refreshed. One of the fastest ways, and one of the reasons people change careers so often, is because of burnout. Because they get tired of doing the same thing over and over and over for years and years. And it's not like it was back in the day when people worked for companies for 35, 45, 50 years, because people are getting tired. They're getting fed up. We're getting busier and busier. We got families, we got kids, we got jobs, we got church, we got all of these things that are taking up our time, and we don't make time to take care of ourselves, to take care of our bodies, to take care of our mental health, our emotional health, and we're breaking down faster and faster. More people are dealing with mental health issues than ever before. And it's not all because of heredity. It's not all because of demons. Sometimes it's because we just don't take care of ourselves like we're supposed to. Okay, so make sure that you carve out some time every week, every day, however you want to do it. Even if it's 15 minutes at the end of the day to take you a bubble bath, light some candles, turn on some music, and just woosah, whatever it is that you need to do. Go for a run, a walk, take a drive in the country, whatever. Take your time for self-care. And if somebody tells you you don't need it, they lying. That devil lied. Tell them I said they lying, because you need it. Okay? So just a quick recap. Self-esteem, self-worth. Check that. Where are you with it? Know that you're worthy of good things, that you deserve good things, that you are a great person. You're awesome. You're loved. You're beautiful. You're intelligent. You're smart. Tell yourself these things. If you don't believe it, keep repeating it until you do. Okay, self-determination. What have you made up within yourself to do? What have you determined in your mind and your heart that you're going to do, that you're going to have, that you're going to be? It's never too late to be what you might have been. You can start today. Take the first step. You always have the ability to change, to grow, as long as you have breath in your body. Number 3, self-harm. Make sure you are not intentionally harming yourself and unintentionally. Do a check on your relationships, your friendships. Are they mutually beneficial? Am I getting as much as I'm giving? Am I the one that's always giving and never getting? And I don't mean gifts and monetary. I mean support, encouragement, loyalty, the things that matter. Okay? Self-sufficiency. What do I have in me that can take care of me, that can create wealth, that can create a legacy? What do I have within me that I can use to better my situation, to better my life? And self-care. Okay, make sure you're taking good care of yourself. So that's it for this week's Saturday Scope. I hope these have been blessing you. If you missed it, you can check out the replay. It's on Catch. It'll be on YouTube. We do this every Saturday at 1 p.m. If you have any questions, if you're struggling with something, you need help, send me a message on Twitter, Facebook, wherever. Hit me up. All right, be blessed.